This episode is powered by USAA, celebrating the strength behind the service.
Hiring Our Heroes, a program of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation, has been working aggressively over the years to help transitioning service members, veterans, and their families find meaningful employment. USAA and Hiring Our Heroes partnered together to host a military spouse networking reception. Over 100 military spouses had the opportunity to network and engage with dozens of local employers from the San Antonio area.
My name is Elizabeth Peterson, and I am a military spouse of 18 years. My husband is retiring after 20 years of service, and we are transitioning again. We have moved from California to Florida to Hawaii and back to California again. Each and every one of those experiences has given us the opportunity to grow, to stretch, and just to learn so many new things. I came here especially for this Amplify Military Spouse Career Intensive all the way from California, just to be able to make connections, to work on my career, to work on my resume, to take some time for me now.
At Hiring Our Heroes, we feel that military spouse employment is a matter of national security. When spouses and military families don't have the opportunity to have dual incomes, the conversation at home becomes, do we stay or do we go? And because of corporate partners like USAA, we are able to connect military spouses across the country to find that meaningful employment and to help our military retain those folks that we need so that we can have our all-volunteer force.
Military spouse hiring events hosted by Hiring Our Heroes are so vitally needed because military spouses face unemployment rates of 16%. It's 4 times the national average for our civilian counterparts.
My husband is retiring after 20 years of service. So in 3 weeks, San Antonio becomes home, forever home, which is huge. It's a choice. It's our first choice. I'm sorry. It's our first choice.
It's your turn to find that dream and just go get it. Go get after it.
I think it starts with resiliency. My goodness, how many times have we moved as families and had to pick up new friends and new jobs and new schools and new churches and learn new skills.
You're moving, you're acclimating, you're finding everything new, and you're not keeping up with your LinkedIn page.
You know what you want to do?
I do know what I want to do. I have an accounting background, but I love research and I love process improvement, and I want to know what within USAA would my skills transfer to.
Well, we have a very large CFO operation, a lot of financial analysts, a lot of accountants. What I would advise you to do is really leverage the power of LinkedIn. Okay. Find the people that are doing those jobs. They can talk to you in much greater detail. They can answer your questions, so find them. Stay in touch.
Thank you for your time earlier.
Military spouses tonight had the opportunity to attend the networking reception. They were able to get resume review and help.
I'm looking for help in making my resume stand out and showing what it is that I actually did in my career gap, the volunteer work that I did, the programs that I led, the volunteers that I managed.
So you are looking for a job?
I am.
I have a wonderful employment program.
Okay.
Because as a military spouse, you have a lot of opportunities here, okay? So may I invite you to our employment orientation that we hold every Monday.
Wonderful.
This is Elizabeth's resume. It is a very good resume because she's showing already a little summary of herself. We don't want it to go too lengthy. She has her skills, which are her core competencies, which is very good. That is very valuable. That's counted as experience. And a lot of spouses forget that. So I really like this resume.
Recognizing that every job is a little bit different, military spouses should also recognize that every resume they submit for those jobs should also be a little bit different. Really dive into that job description and recognize those knowledge and skills and abilities and find where to get those into your resume. The higher the better, so those pop off the page, the recruiter sees that and really wants to pick up the phone and learn more about you, and then you get a chance to interview and really hit it out of the park and win the job.
Jennifer, my name's Elizabeth Peterson.
I very much enjoy talking with Elizabeth. I think she's absolutely employable. I think there's characters that are innate within some military spouses: loyalty, passion, commitment. Those are the kind of qualities that we look for. We can teach the job skills required, if they bring that kind of personality and those kind of character traits into the company.
In previous job interviews, I have certainly been afraid of mentioning that I was a military spouse because I was afraid that they wouldn't hire me because they would be concerned that I would be leaving within a few years, so why should they invest in me?
I think one of the biggest fears that that I heard last night at the networking reception was, well, gosh, I'm only going to be here a year or two, so what company is going to want to hire me? So what do you think is the average length of time for a typical millennial worker? 18 months. That's the average. So being someone who is going to be in this market for the next 2 to 3 years is not as much of a hindrance as you may think it is.
Do your homework, do your due diligence on the companies that you're going to interview with. And then as part of that, you know, what's the reputation in terms of being a military-friendly company? Does it make sense to, you know, clearly identify yourself as a military spouse and use that in a positive way?
Remember, the spouse is eligible immediately.
Oh,
yes,
see,
yes.
I keep hearing that. I keep hearing that, and it looks like something that we really need to look into.
Yes.
I got to meet company after company after company that is trying to help military spouses further their career, whether it be by the positions that they have available, the flexibility that they have so that you can work for them and still be able to be helpful in your spouse's career. My big takeaway tonight is that every experience that I've had, every move that I've had matters to these employers. They understand that each time that we have moved and we've adapted, that I've become more resilient, that I have grown, that I have gained skills that are valuable to them.